Hi everyone and welcome to a new episode of Trip Around the Multiverse with your host, the guy who is a Colossus failure when it comes to cashing in, Kyle Charles, and
And the guy whose name is changed to a very similar sounding name, even though I could have just used my name, Siwai Chung.
oh Jesus, and wait, who do I think you're talking about?
Oh,
I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
I don't know who you think I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure you know now.
I probably know now. And we are reviewing WWE Summerslam 2022, which happened recently, obviously. So, overall thoughts before we get into the match stuff. What did you think of it?
There was good stuff,
Yeah,
and not so good stuff. But actually, no. So there was good, really good stuff.
yeah.
There was stuff that was in the middle, and then there was stuff. That's the best way I can put it.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. Did you like the whole thing?
It's probably one of the, I'll say, better pay-per-views they've done in a long time. Like, not including WrestleMania and stuff. Like, 'cause WrestleMania's always good. But yeah, it's like, probably...
I think it was mostly good.
Mm.
Or mostly above average. Okay, no. Like, even if I'll just say above average for it, that includes really good stuff, yeah? Mostly above average, except for one particular thing which was below average. We'll get to that.
Okay. Yeah,
oh, no, maybe two. We'll get to those.
Okay, that's quite interesting.
Yeah, I think you probably know the one particular one, though, that I'm speaking about.
Oh, not yet, but I'll
probably
guess when we get there.
All right.
But yeah, so yeah, I'll say 1.5, maybe 2 thumbs up from me. Oh, I don't know.
Okay, and I'd say 1.5, 1 to 1.5, maybe.
Okay. You can kind of tell with a lot of this, they're going in a new direction with the WWE. Yeah, which is a good thing, you know. They're good at doing their moments and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I do hope, because sometimes stuff happens. You're like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes stuff happens, and you're like, okay, I get that. Maybe it makes sense. And then other times it's like, this don't make sense. Then they're probably gonna They're gonna wait for one of their, like, SmackDown or Raw or something to fix it up, like, explain it. But you're like, you shouldn't be necessarily doing it like that. I don't know. But yeah, first match of the card, Raw Women's Championship match. Yep. Which do you find that it's strange that like Bianca Belair and who's champion, and Becky Lynch, you find it strange this opened the card?
No, not really.
Yeah.
But I would have said this should have went on, like, the Ronda thingy match.
Liv Morgan.
Yeah, that should have went on first. But I guess they didn't do it because Ronda's a big name, so that's why she's let.
Well, yeah, and that match wouldn't have set the tone.
Yeah.
Yeah. This match really set the tone. I actually really like this match, right? But I was like, this probably should have been a bit lower further down the card.
Yeah.
Because it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it should have.
Yeah, some nice, like, good heel stuff going on from Becky.
Yeah.
And I like the finish as well, which was she gave Bianca Belair a rock bottom during the match, and Bianca kicked out. So then she went for a super rock bottom.
Yeah.
Which got turned into a Spanish Fly, which, as we know about we say about the Spanish Fly, is like, who's getting hurt in this move?
It looks so awesome. It's just a stupid move.
Yeah. But it looked great. Right?
Yeah.
But you got to think, Bianca Belair just basically moonsaulted herself onto her face.
Yeah.
And Becky flipped onto her back. So who's actually taking more damage in this move? Yeah, whatever. But Becky staggers up from it right away, kind of. And gets a kiss of death finish. But I was like, okay, so if she pretended to land on her head from it, right, and then she staggered up holding her head, that'd make more sense. But because I was like, oh, she hits Spanish Fly, she staggers up right away. Like, you know?
Yeah. Like, in the moment it looks cool, but then when you think about it, like, that kind of doesn't make sense. But
I mean, not to knock the work of the league. It's just like when you apply real world things to wrestling, sometimes you can't.
Even if she got, like, say, like, she's got up holding her head, that still wouldn't make no sense, because you took a flat, like, you've been flipped onto your back, right?
Yeah.
So you'd be winded, so you're not gonna get up straight away.
Okay. True, but you could say that when you take something like that and you take on the upper side of your head, you get dazed. You don't know where you are, and you can stagger around. Yeah, but what did you think of the match? Really good.
It was really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It set the pace. I was like, that's cool. I was quite glad because I thought what was gonna happen was Bianca was gonna beat her in like 26 seconds.
No.
And I was so glad that didn't happen. Like, if that happens, it's gonna be lame. But it had a really good competitive match where at points I actually did think, you know what, Becky might actually win.
Becky Lynch hitting a diamond dust, which is basically like a flip stunner.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, okay, all right. And
I like how they said that. I was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe I mean, she got a 2 count from it, but it's one of those things where you're like, should they stay down a little bit and then get the 2 count from it? You know?
Nah, it moves from like the 90s. They've been watered down now, so it's alright.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
You know that.
Yeah. Like you said, really good competitive match. Really enjoyed it. And then Bianca wins, and you're thinking, all right, well, Becky Lynch is gonna she got her hand out to shake her hand to take Bianca's hand, and you're like, all right, she's gonna turn heel, and she's gonna pretend to turn face and then turn heel. But no, she shook her hand. She went to roll out the ring. She takes ages, but she rolls out the ring, and Bianca Belair is celebrating, right?
Yeah.
Then you have Bayley's music play.
Yeah.
And then you have Dakota Kai coming out as well. Like, another entrance music playing. Then you have Io Shirai come out, called Io Sky, right? It was like,
You know what, yeah. I thought I was hearing things.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe they can't say Shirai right. It's like some weird thing like that. But now you point out, I was like, oh wow, that's what they've done.
I tell you what's also funny is Corey Graves calls her Io. One of the commentators, I think it was Corey Graves, calls her Io Shirai.
Yeah.
And then later on, he says, "Oh, now known as Io Sky." I'm like, right.
Same name, but sounds different.
Yeah.
She said something like that as well. Like, okay.
But I think on her entrance video, it had Io Shirai on it as well. So it's like, right, you should have probably took care of that before.
Yeah.
And then I also noticed how tall Bayley and Dakota Kai are, and how short Io Sky is.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like 5 foot something, but they were like 5'6", so they had like a good couple of inches on her.
Yeah, it's quite noticeable. Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then they come in to badmouth Bianca Belair, and then Becky Lynch somehow rolls back in the ring. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So these 3 ladies play their entrance music, walk down that super long ramp, which is probably why the pay-per-view is like
longer than it is.
Yeah, exactly. Because walking down that ramp took about 5 minutes of time for each person. Anyways, and then she's still there. So like, hold a minute. So you're telling me she was outside the ring, just lying on the floor, taking a rest for like however much time they needed to, and then appear out of nowhere. Okay.
No, because she shook her hand.
Yeah.
Bianca's hand, hugged her, then she walked off.
Yeah. I assume she walked to the back, but that means she had to stay around ringside while all that was happening.
Yeah, because it's weird because she walked out and they followed her walking towards where the announce table and that is. So I'm guessing she just took a seat there.
Yeah.
And then came back in the ring. I was like, okay, that makes sense. Because I was
wondering
why she didn't walk.
As far as the camera's concerned, she disappeared. Though. You know what I mean? If you're out of view, it never happened.
No, because they actually show her go to the announce table.
Yeah. So they're gonna go now, but they're gonna fight Bianca Belair, and then Becky Lynch rolls in there. So it's 2-on-1, and the 3 ladies like, you know what? We're gonna take a little hop to the back now. Even though we outnumber you and we're fresh, and you guys have just had a 15-minute match against each other, or whatever. Like, all right, fair enough. That's heel tactics. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't mind that they basically turn Becky back into face, right? Or do you reckon this is she's going to be tweener for a bit?
I think she's going to be tweener because that's her character. Really, she's never really been like when she first became the man. She was face. I mean, she was like a heel, and then she just slowly just became a tweener. And she's better at that because I can't stand her as a face. And I can't really stand her as a heel. I like her in between.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope she stays that way.
Cool. All right. Next match
is
Logan Paul versus The Miz, who came out with Maurice and Tommaso Ciampa.
Their gear looked amazing.
Yeah. Well, they had it all in sync, all bright green and everything like that.
Yeah, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then Logan Paul came out, and it was weird because he didn't really have a crowd reaction.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? Him, I'm finding, right? He's naturally heel, no matter where you slice it, yeah? Just like when Mayweather was fighting the Big Show, yeah?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, but Mayweather's just even by his aura, you just look at this guy, you can tell the arrogance is off the charts.
Yeah.
With Logan Paul, I'm like, I think he's just an unlikable character that he portrays in multimedia.
Yeah.
That you kind of can't buy him being the good guy.
Yeah.
Even if, like, he's like one of those guys that even if he's good at something, yeah, all you could do is just like, all right, slow clap, but you don't really want to give him props.
Yeah.
But to actually give him the props, he performed really well.
Oh, no, like, at the end, he actually had the crowd actually cheering for him and stuff, so I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah. But he was, like, doing movesaults and stuff like that, and I was like, wow, okay. I mean, like, he's an athletic-looking dude, but he showed he could do stuff on the WrestleMania match. He's probably not the best face, right?
No.
But because if Miz was face and he was heel, I think it would have been much more. I want to say an entertaining match, but he'd be much more of a dick that you'd want to see him get beat up more.
Yeah. Much more.
And I think people kind of were like because it's a wrestler versus a non-wrestler, like they kind of on Miz's side. Even though you might not like the Miz as a character, or how you think of his wrestling ability, man works hard, you know.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, we like the Miz, but you kind of, you can see why people wouldn't.
Yeah, you can. But like, not that I'm a Logan Paul fan, but from what he did in this match, it's like, you know what, you could tell he's not just one of those celebrities who just come into that one match. And take the fewest bumps as they can. He took a lot of bumps. Like, dude didn't need to go to the turnbuckle and like give the Miz a frog splash from who was on the announce table on the outside. He didn't have to do that, but he did it.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Give the guy respect, you know.
I mean, other notable bits was like Tommaso Ciampa finally interfered. And AJ Styles music hit, and then he went to get rid of Ciampa.
Yeah.
And then Logan Paul does a phenomenal forearm, but it didn't really look that great.
Yeah.
And they called it. They didn't call it phenomenal forearm. What did they call it? They didn't call it a mediocre forearm. Yeah?
Nah.
But they called it something like that, where it was not as good as a phenomenal forearm.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, fair enough.
Fair enough. It is a move that I guess you have to practice for a very, very, very long time, like AJ.
Yeah, I think to be fair to Logan Paul, he took a safer bump from it.
Yeah.
From a guy who probably doesn't really. I mean, he wouldn't take it off and say it's like not going to land on his thigh area. Yeah. Or know how to reel his arm back to then swing forward for the thing. Which he just kind of came in with it.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, it almost looked like crossbody because you don't have the motion.
Yeah.
Of the forearm, but props to him that actually could do the springboard and stuff.
Yeah,
like that,
exactly. So. Yeah. And then after that, he wins with a skull crushing finale, which was it was okay.
Well, I think what it was, there was a little bit of Miz goes to pull something out of his trousers, right, to hit Logan Paul.
Yeah, he uses the Polaroid of him when he gave Logan Paul a skull crushing finale a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Logan Paul ducks and Miz nearly hits Maurice.
Yeah. And
then he's like, oh, no, Maurice, no. And then obviously Logan Paul gets him, like you said, skull crushing finale. And I was like, I mean, I would have preferred the Miz to win. I have to say as well, by the way, Logan Paul did some good, like the it kicks, or the yes kicks, right? They look pretty solid, you know?
Yeah.
I have to say, they probably looked more, more laid in than when the Miz does it. But to be fair, he probably did actually lay it in.
Yeah. But like what people tend to forget, Paul Logan. Logan Paul, he actually did wrestling in school, so he knows how to do that. Like not pro wrestling, but amateur wrestling and stuff. So he's got a background. So I guess a lot of those people come from that. Are pretty decent when it comes to wrestling.
Yeah. I think like we said at WrestleMania, his selling.
Yeah.
I think sometimes he gets up too quick. But here, when he's got a 14-minute match by himself, right?
Yeah.
His selling was pretty on point because I think he couldn't get up quick enough. He couldn't get up quick enough to not sell stuff because he was actually gassed.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
which makes more sense because then it looked more. Sometimes these non-wrestlers, like Tyson and Fury, right?
Yeah.
Take a move and then you just get up really quickly.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, okay, fair enough. Are you trying to show you're a tough guy? But at the same time, like, I mean, because when you think you're down for like 10 seconds or something, it's a long time if you're, I say an actual athlete, but you know what I mean? If you're boxing, you're down for 10 seconds, that's you out, right?
Yeah.
But 10 seconds in wrestling is a long time. As we can say from last month's standing matches, 10 seconds is, what, a minute?
Yeah, well, more like, what's they call it? It's the 10 count. They don't just say 10 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's true. But yeah, no, here he didn't get up so quickly from certain things, but that's because I think it was also a combination of actually being tired.
Yeah.
But to you know, a 14-minute match by yourself is actually pretty good. So
yeah, pretty good.
But I enjoyed the antics of the match, and I thought it was pretty good entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like how he sold the when the Miz gave him a code breaker in the corner. He sold that pretty well.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah. For a celebrity wrestling match, it was actually pretty good.
Yeah. He's up there. I'll say he's up there with like the better
with the Stephen Amell's, yeah.
Yeah. Stephen Amell and Bad Bunnies, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put him up there.
Right. Okay. Next match.
Next match was for the United States Championship with Theory versus the almighty Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
The one thing, it's nothing to do with the match.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he's called Theory now. It just sounds stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that was because
it was that weird period where he took away people's first names.
Yeah, well, I think it was also like when they had WrestleMania, and Steve Austin was on it, and they had Austin Theory on it, and then when they called him Austin and Austin, this is why Sugar Shane Helms was not allowed to be Sugar Shane Helms when it had to be Gregory Helms when there was when Shane McMahon was there.
Okay, yeah, all right, that makes sense. Yeah. But with the Austin and Theory thing, kind of makes no sense because Theory is his last name, so you refer to him in wrestling as Theory, right? On commentary.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't get their logic. I don't get.
No, it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the match. Bobby Lashley. He's the best. There was a moment though, because it starts off. Lashley gets to the ring after doing his amazing entrance on the pedestal.
Yeah.
Already halfway there, so he don't have to do that whole long walk through the entranceway. And then Fury just starts attacking him with his briefcase. So I was like, oh no, Fury's gonna win, isn't he? But no, Fury, I'm not gonna say he's a squash, but he got like dominated.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because Bobby Lashley is a god, apparently. So it kind of makes sense for him to like beat up a child. So I did like the finish when Fury went to do his rolling drop kick.
Yeah.
And Lashley just literally caught him in a gorilla press,
dropped
him down, and then put him in the hurt lock. And I was like, oh, that was awesome. Anything you liked about this match, or didn't like, or thought was lackluster or whatever?
Yeah, like you said, I mean, like from the only logical sense, like to make the match kind of not even semi-even, but yeah, Fury attacks Lashley before the bell with the briefcase. But then I thought like, right, logically speaking, why are you going to still accept the match if you're injured?
Because he's almighty.
Yeah. I mean, like, okay, so if you're in a street fight and someone stabs you, are you gonna with a knife, right? And then he goes, all right, I'm gonna fisticuffs, yeah. You're gonna be like, no, because you stabbed me.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. Or they hit with a pipe or something like that.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
But then I thought, okay, what's going to happen is like, if there's, it's to give Fury some credibility to be able to hang with Lashley, right?
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But then it wasn't even that long of a match, like you're saying. It's just like, okay. And Fury got put in the hurt lock and he tapped out. And then I was like, okay, well, does this mean later on he's going to cash in
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
But doesn't set him up very credibly because he lost the match in like where he had the advantage at the beginning in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, but that's happened a lot in.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to
that's the thing.
briefcase,
I think that's the problem with WWE though. If you're gonna have a guy who's gonna have the money in the bank, a championship contender, don't make him look bad. You're supposed to be building him up, right? So there's more chance of him actually obtaining credibility when he cashes in, or be a viable threat. But hey, yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean. But
yeah, at least attempt to make them look good,
But like with I see it as this: when it's a heel, they don't really need that because cashing in like is a opportunistic thing. So you would wait till someone sort of like battered down to take advantage of it. So you don't really. I get what you mean to make them seem more of a threat or whatever. But
like
if you're cowardly heel like
is
Theory,
yeah.
You don't really need that part. You know what I mean? Build him up.
Yeah.
But,
but the actual match, would you say? I mean, it's one of those things, right? It did what it needed to do.
Yeah.
So I can't say if it's not entertaining or was actually entertaining. It was to progress something else, right?
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
That's a weird little way. Yeah.
Next match, no disqualification tag team match with the Mysterios, Dominic and Ray versus Judgment Day, which is now Finn Balor and Damian Priest with Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. I found this like the match itself was good. I found the entrances confusing.
Okay.
Because like I thought this like that new song that he'd come out to was Edge's new theme song because that's what he had when he came out at WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to come out to like a new song or Finn Balor's entrance music or whatever.
Yeah.
They came out to that. I was like, I'm quite confused by this.
Yeah. Because I half expected Edge to come out.
Yeah, same. I was like, wait, what? Oh, they come out. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Booms.
Yeah, like you said, they probably should have mixed in someone else's theme song too. Because yes, you take over the faction, but at least give it a flavor of its own.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe they paid way too much for that song, and I was like, what?
Yeah. I thought it was all right. I thought it was all right this match. I did like that Rhea Ripley got involved and basically electric chair Dominic onto the ring apron.
Yeah.
Because like I mean, look at this. Rhea Ripley is quite built, right?
Yeah.
So when she lifting up like Dominic, I was like, oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, fair dues. I mean, yeah.
But she's a lot shorter than I actually thought she was.
She's 5'7".
Yeah. I didn't notice that because like obviously when she was at NXT and stuff and she was facing other women, I was like, oh yeah, she's taller than them. But then when she faced what's her face, Raquel Gonzalez, I was like, oh wow, Rhea Ripley's not actually not at all.
Yeah. I think what's the thing is compared to the other woman, she's just way taller than them.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, she projects herself.
Yeah.
Like she's massive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's. I mean, it's a good thing for her. It just, but then you're like, wow. When I stand next to her, she's actually shorter than me. But at the same time, she feels she's bigger.
Yeah, she has that presence about her.
Yeah.
But back to the match. Yeah, it was pretty good. I did like seeing Ray do a super Rana because I've never seen him do that in like about 5-10 years.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, he can still do it. Good on him.
Yeah.
With his bum knees.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so Judgment, like, there was one thing at the beginning which I found kind of funny. I think so. They threw Damian Priest out of the ring one side, right?
Yeah.
And I think so. Dominic threw Damian Priest to Ray, who threw him out. Okay.
Yeah.
If I remember this correctly, but Ray then threw Finn Balor to Dominic to throw out, right?
Yeah.
And I think Dominic must have not had his timing spot on because. I think he touched Finn Balor, right?
Yeah.
And Finn Balor basically threw himself out.
Oh, wow.
I think the motion was like, he's meant, like as they're running, you're meant to help them continue to run or something like that.
Yeah. Kind of guide him.
I think he just was a little bit off.
Yeah.
Right. of sync, and it was like Finn Balor just kind of went out himself. I'm like, all right, that's kind of not to blame that on his inexperience sometimes, but because sometimes these things happen. It's just like kind of funny though when you know someone doing it to themselves.
Yeah, you know, oh, that's hilarious. Yeah.
It was all right. It was all right. And then when Judgment Day is about to win, your boy, the Brood music, the lights go out.
Yeah.
The Brood music plays. Yeah, and your boy Edge walks out of a ramp that they decide to make.
Yeah.
In the middle of the long catwalk that they from the entrance to the ring. Like it's like, all right, did they make all this while people are concentrating on the match at hand? Can you imagine? It's like when you're watching it and then you're like, wait a minute, what are they doing on there?
Because I reckon they probably did. Because it's kind of the same thing happened like the last match.
Yeah.
I reckon it was kind of half built, and then during a lot of it, they sort of quickly just put the rest together.
Yeah.
Or wheeled it out or whatever, and then people were like, oh, that's random. What's that? And then Edge comes out with a file.
It's not like it's on the entrance ramp where like you got a Cody Vader, right?
Yeah.
This is where he had to they wheel it out, and he's probably inside the box like a magician's assistant. And he crouch up and then crouch down and then stand up.
Because that's the only way it'll make sense.
So Damian Priest runs towards Edge, who just basically gives him a big boot. Spear to Balor. Spear to Damian Priest. The Mysterios give a double 619 to Finn Balor.
Yeah.
And then you got Rey Mysterio splash for the win.
Yeah, he drops a dime. Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. There's no DQ.
No.
Not really much no DQ stuff going on, but you know.
Yeah.
I think it's just to basically allow for the Edge interference at the end.
Yeah, and the Rhea Ripley sort of interference bits in it. Yeah.
Yeah, but her things could have been done without the referee looking. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Her interference was not like blatantly obvious.
No.
I mean, yes, it was obvious, but you could have done it within the confines of the actual match itself, without having the referee over that side or something like that, you know?
Yeah. But also, something I just realised now. Alright. There's an DQ match, right?
Yeah.
Then, shouldn't it technically been a tornado tag then?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Thought about it
now. But considering, if I guess the logic going by is, if you have a tag match, right? On a normal tag match, you have to actually tag, right? But if there's no DQs, you can't get disqualified for not tagging, right?
Yeah.
So then it is a tornado tag.
Yeah. I guess they just chose not to go into the ring.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sure. Guess whatever.
I mean, we'll play by the rules.
Yeah.
We'll play by the rules, even though we can't be disqualified by not playing by the rules.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Sure. I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a decent tag team match. Yeah. It was alright.
Yeah.
Good to see the Mysterios. Even though I want the Mysterios to lose, but it's good to see a good match.
Well, I think between us, we probably wanted a Judgment Day to get more credibility.
Yeah.
More than we wanted the Mysterios to lose, is just to help the other side, get a bit more of oomph.
But it'd been cool if it does happen, if Dominic turns on Ray and joins Judgment Day, because that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, Ray joins Judgment Day.
Oh, that'd be even better.
Yeah.
That'd be even better.
That'd be great.
Because these nonsensical turns with Judgment Day, like Finn Balor was against Judgment Day, and then he turned to join Judgment Day, and then they threw out Edge, and then they turned him face. So as far as Judgment Day is concerned, if they continue the storyline of people just double turning,
comment leader.
yeah, exactly. Just be inconsistent because Judgment Day is there. It'd be hilarious.
I want it to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, then the fifth match was Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin.
Yeah. I don't know what that choir was at the beginning. That was heckling Happy Corbin.
Yeah. I got it because McAfee calls him bum ass Corbin, so I got that. But then they kept on singing with his theme. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
Because I think the only reason why I thought he maybe did that because he normally comes out to, well, at least at WrestleMania and stuff. He came out to this song by Seven Nation Army.
Yeah.
I'm guessing maybe they couldn't get the rights to it again, so they had this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it fit the thing.
I I mean, you know what? I don't think it was that bad.
No.
I think and like this was like okay, it's pretty good considering.
Yeah.
And I think Pat McAfee sometimes does like okay, you know the Code Red he finished with.
Yeah.
Wasn't the smoothest.
No, but it still looked good. But,
yeah. But some stuff he does, and you're like, oof. Yeah. But not saying it's bad or anything. It's just like, yeah. It could be smoother, but that's as much as I can say, like, you know.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy the match?
I enjoyed the match. Because I like the super kick he started the match with. Like, that was pretty cool looking. He kind of held his own against Corbin.
Yeah.
I like Corbin as a wrestler as well. So, and he kind of carried a bit of the match.
Yeah, I did like McAfee does impressive stuff, but when he went to do the swanton from the inside to the outside,
yeah,
and his body hit Corbin, right? And I was like, oh my god, the man's head's just gonna smash into the ground.
Yeah,
he tucked in, but it was like, wow, he must have took down his upper shoulder. It was like one of those things where you're like so close.
Yeah,
it's like if you, yeah, it was like oof. Yeah,
but lucky he didn't get hurt, so that was pretty.
Yeah. And not like landing out the outside is going to be a anything soft, right?
No.
But still, you know.
Yeah, it's better than land on your head.
Yeah. But no, McAfee does some impressive stuff.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Like again, he's another one you can tell he actually puts effort into actually training.
Yeah, and I think maybe he does some that's impressive, but might be slightly too advanced for him.
Yeah.
But look, usually like he's trying. He like it probably like so if you're a short guy, right? The height difference will allow you to do certain things.
Yeah.
Like, you know, to clear a Hurricane Run and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you're closer to your opponent's height, sometimes I don't think you would want to do something like that because you might not get your head tucked in the full way around.
Well, he does a Hurricane Runner, doesn't he? In this?
Yeah. But not saying that was. I'm just saying.
No, I just because I remember. Oh, yeah, he did do that, didn't he? Yeah.
But yeah.
And I liked when he did he ran and jumped to the top rope.
Yeah.
And he kind of botched it, but recovered. I was like, good on him for kind of recovering from that.
Yeah.
And not.
I think that one. Were you talking about the one where he jumped to do the superplex, right?
Yeah.
Because the other one where he went on to the top when he was just about to do the swanton.
Yeah.
He had a bit of a balance issue as well.
Yeah, and I respect him for kind of like doing his footing and stuff, and then going for it rather than just not having a balance and going and then getting hurt.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying is, I mean that's a good thing to know that if you're gonna take a flop, right?
Yeah.
Just reset and do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in this case, it's not super obvious that he's redoing. I mean, he is, but it's not like they're redoing the same spot.
No.
Again, to get to that point.
Yeah, it's not like he fell off and then he literally does the same thing all over again. You're like, oh, just
Yeah. He thought this ain't gonna be safe. Let me just step down and then go back up again.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was actually going to do Canadian Destroyer at the end as well.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Because maybe that's a shout out to his beef with Adam Cole. Yeah. But he did the Code Red. I was like,
Which, I was like, okay, all right, fair enough. But it wasn't like a flip Code Red.
No. He caught him. He caught the person with his legs.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know if that was a botch or was meant to be that way.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, his Code Red didn't look super smooth.
Yeah.
But that's probably because we were expecting a Canadian Destroyer. Or what did Adam Cole call it again?
The Palomar Sunrise.
Sunrise, that's it. Yeah.
I was like, good on him.
Yeah. But it's one of those other things like the Logan Paul match. It's like an interesting match to watch.
Yeah.
Where you got to give more props to the guy who's a non-wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was something interesting said on commentary though.
Yeah.
Something very, very interesting. Michael Cole and Corey Graves was like having a little back and forth, and Corey Graves said to him, "I liked it when you didn't used to have an opinion." And then Michael Cole goes, "Things have changed. A lot of things have changed." So I was like, "Oh, is that a little dig that Vince has gone so we can be happy?" sort of thing.
We can say stuff that we're meant to say without having Vince shout in our ear. Yeah.
And like, you kind of notice that through the rest of like the whole event. Even before this, like the commentary seemed a bit smoother and better.
Yeah. I think they're a bit more hyped, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than like, oh, we have to say this or we're gonna get in trouble. Yeah.
But, yeah. All right. Undisputed Tag Team Championship match: the Usos, who are the champions, versus the Street Profits.
Yeah.
I you know what? I like this match as well.
Yeah,
with Jeff Jarrett as the referee, by the way.
Yeah.
I like how they were going back and forth. It was a pretty even match. Sometimes, when one of the Street Profits went to do the splash, and then he sold it like RVD for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like took the splash, rolled off the guy, sold his ribs, and then went to do the pin, which allowed then the Uso to kick out, which made sense. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it was like it protects his finisher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it protects them because they could have won if it was a 3 count right way.
Yeah.
Blah blah. Yeah. But yeah, because I like also how they were getting into it with Jeff Jarrett. And Jeff Jarrett, fair dues to him as being the referee, he needed to stay invisible.
Yeah. And only be needed when necessary.
Yeah, exactly. As I was like, oh, okay, Jeff Jarrett's a referee, but I never was like, oh, Jeff Jarrett is trying to draw attention to himself by being a referee,
Which is pretty awesome.
And it was when they had to have a go at him at certain points, when they interact with him. It's okay, Jeff Jarrett's there again.
Because I liked at the beginning of the match when Jimmy or Jay threw Dawkins into the corner, started punching him up.
Yeah.
And then Jeff Jarrett got in the way and said, no, you got to count to 5.
Yeah.
And then Dawkins did the same thing to Jimmy.
Yeah.
And then Jeff Jarrett came again and was like, no, you got to count to 5. I was like, oh, that's cool. He's calling it down the middle. It's not going to be like some weird not botched ending, but some weird like controversial ending to the match.
Yeah.
So like,
there was one point where randomly, I think one of the users tried to kick Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah. And like, caught it like, no.
Yeah, but it was like, oh, you boys are at an advantage. Why are you kicking? I think there was probably something on SmackDown or whatever before, but it's just like, okay.
On SmackDown the night before, he accidentally got super kicked.
Yeah. But then this is like, oh, we're deliberately going to try and kick the referee. Why?
Yeah.
No reason. Because we want to, it seems.
Yeah. I was like,
okay. Whatever. I mean, yeah. But yeah. The Usos double super kick and finish with the 1D.
Yeah.
Which is the 3D.
Yeah.
Why do they call it the 1D?
Because they're the ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
everyone else is the 2s.
Right.
One's better than 2.
No. I'm thinking the logic of the 3D because it's Dudley Death Drop with the 3Ds, right?
Yeah.
And the 1D is because
I don't know. I know it's a shout out to the Dudleys because the Dudleys trained them.
All right.
But I don't know why it's called the 1D.
Okay. They just didn't want to call it the 3D.
Yeah.
All right.
Even though when he first did it, the announcer said, "Oh, they did the 3D," and then the Usos started calling it a 1D.
Okay.
I think this means one and done. But
all right. Okay. At least that makes
sense.
I mean, if you're gonna rename it, at least like make sense, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, one and done. Wouldn't that be 180 then? Okay. We should have just maybe I don't know. All right.
I have no problem using the 3D.
No. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Because they needed a double team finish.
Yeah.
And something else as well.
Yeah, because double splash is kind of iffy every now and then. So yeah.
Maybe because their knees are getting a bit rickety from it. All right. So yeah. I'd say that I like this match.
Yeah, man. I liked it. It wasn't one of those weird chaotic tag team matches, but it was really good.
Yeah.
I could see maybe the Street Profits might break up after this.
Yeah. Well, they got decently protected as well.
Yeah.
This is one of those where you're like, you could take, as a good guys, you could still take the loss.
Yeah.
And be fine.
Yeah. Because that one slip up they failed, so it's not like they got proper finish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and
then after this, they showed Kid Rock, who decided to flip the bird to the cameras, so the cameras blacked out.
Yeah. I was like,
what a freaking idiot.
Yeah.
And then Riddle comes flying in saying, hey Seth, you're a dick. And my best mate Randy said never to, back away from dicks. So that sounded really weird. Back away from people.
Oh dear. No, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, that's a whole different...
Yeah, it's a different...
form of entertainment.
Yeah. And then... So then he calls out Seth. And then Seth comes out and basically says, you're an idiot. So then all people are holding him back, and then Seth's like, no, you know what, screw this. He runs to the ring, him and Riddle meets him halfway down the entrance, they start brawling. I can't actually remember what happens for Seth to get the upper hand.
I think just does.
He must target something injured to do Riddle.
Yeah, well, he stomped him a good couple of times.
Yeah. So Seth beats him up, stomps him in the ring.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh, no, because Riddle's not cleared to wrestle, remember? Because he had some sort of whatever injury.
Or something, no?
Yeah.
And then Seth stomps him and laughs and leaves the ring.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. Then after that...
Did you mind... Oh, no, go on.
Go on.
I was going to say, did you mind that their match was cut from this pay-per-view? Because I'm thinking Seth Rollins could do with a win over a decent opponent to up his credibility a bit more. Because this version of Seth Rollins, what version? The Drip Lord, right? The Drip God?
Yeah. Well, I call him the Joker because he just does weird things to mentally mess up people. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then laughter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think with Seth, how his character is, he doesn't need any build up because he's always seen as a threat, even though he's lost three times.
That's what I'm saying. Because he lost to Cody Rhodes like 3 times in a row, yeah. But he's at that point where he's upper mid card to main event, and he can take those losses because all it takes is a reset of his character.
But now I think literally, say next week they said, Seth's number 1 contender, he'll be fine. You know what I mean? He doesn't need a build or anything like that.
I think the Drip Lord, the Drip God version can take losses. Acceptably. But he could do with a win now and then, and probably he would have beaten Riddle anyways. But So when he took this match up to pay-per-view, were you kind of saddened, or were you like,
I was like, this is probably building to something else.
Yeah.
Because I thought Seth might have had another random match against someone else on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's when people was like, it's going to be Johnny Gargano. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
I also thought because of the injury that they gave to Riddle, storyline-wise, he was going to do something like this where he said, I'm going to call out Seth for a match. Seth comes out for the match, and then, Seth will cheat, of course, stop him, I mean, like, hit him where he's injured, or like attack him before the bell, but attack his injury, of course, and then quickly win the match, so it's, because that would make sense storyline-wise. But even this makes sense storyline-wise. So,
because you could kind of drag it out for another time.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. And then after that, we had the SmackDown's women's title match between...
Hold on. Let me ask you. Yep. Is this... before this, I can't remember what point it happened, right?
Yeah.
But there was like a 3-minute long promo for the return of Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
Somewhere in between all of this.
Yeah, there was, yeah.
And I was like, well, you had to, okay, 3 minutes long,
Yeah, because she's the... Woo!
Exactly. I thought for a minute they were going to be like in conjunction with Ric Flair's last match, but they probably won't want to be involved in that because people are joking about, right? I mean, not joking about me. It's like, because look how old he is, a peacemaker, whatever, right? A peacemaker. So he could die in the ring, right?
Yeah.
But people are joking that what he's going to do, use as a spot in the ring where they get defibrillated and he comes back. Like, what? That's the nuttiness that I suppose would happen in a Ric Flair match.
Yeah, I was about to say that. That's one of the things I actually could probably see happening, sadly.
What, the defibrillate bit?
Yeah.
Wait, no, but wait, it's kayfabe defibrillator, so he doesn't actually... Yeah.
I was like, I can see them doing that, and that's such bad taste. That's just so bad taste, don't do that.
Yeah. But, anyways.
Then we had the Liv Morgan, Ronda Rousey match. They had a bit of a promo before saying that, Liv has to beat. Well, Liv has had the fairy tale, but now she's gonna have to see if she can really be champion by pinning Ronda.
Yeah, and let me point out, Liv's face was really orange in all that promo segment.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, because the rest of her looks like normal colored.
Yeah.
And then when she came out for here, she had normal colored face as well. So
yeah, it's like, that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
I did like how she kind of sold coming out like she was scared of Ronda.
Yeah.
Okay. I get that. That's pretty, because Ronda is, the baddest woman on the planet. So
yeah. See, sense. I wasn't okay. This match, if anything, you're gonna cut this match from the card, right? Now I don't blame Liv, right?
Yeah.
I think, like we were saying before about Ronda, it's yeah. She does stuff to look convincing, right? But the problem is, I don't think in actual combat sports and wrestling is kind of you have to do things a little bit differently. And I did like how there was a like Liv put Ronda Rousey in a crucifix pin somewhere, but Ronda's shoulders weren't on the ground. So then, like when she rolled out, I think Liv basically told her roll out of it, and then told her what to do to reset the spot a bit later on.
Oh.
Like they didn't go back to it right away. They did something where she tried to put it in the arm bar, and then they went back to that spot.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, Liv trying to take charge. Fair enough.
Yeah, didn't know that.
Yeah. Because they needed it to get to the spot where they do the crucifix driver. If that's yeah. But I was like, okay, Liv trying to do something here. Good stuff for her. I feel like probably Ronda was not the best opponent for her to have her first championship match defense against.
Yeah.
Because Ronda probably needs someone that can help carry her.
Yeah.
And not to say Liv can't do it, but you can't really, as a credible threat, you're gonna find someone like equal on Ronda's level, right?
Yeah.
If you got Asuka in there, for example, or Charlotte Flair or something like that, right? Or Bianca Belair, right?
Yeah.
They'd be like, all right, this could be more of a even one-on-one even match, right?
Yeah.
But Liv Morgan, like you're saying, selling fear.
Yeah.
Like she's probably gonna get completely destroyed by Ronda.
Yeah, because that step up knee Ronda did at the start was amazing.
Yeah. And then I know went in here as the underdog, but it was just like, yeah, she could have, if she had someone else to get back a couple of defenses against, and then Ronda maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, but, she could at least win against Natalya, then someone else on SmackDown, someone else, then Ronda.
Yeah. Because honestly, Ronda's fight credibility is really high. Her wrestling credibility isn't.
Yeah, she still needs a bit more reps, I'll say.
Yeah.
In the ring.
Yeah.
Like she's not terrible or anything. She
no.
More.
But I think what she does is combine, because she does it good when she was thrown. The the match finishes with basically Ronda just spamming arm bars on Liv Morgan, right?
Yeah.
And then the roll through we're talking about, and she rolls through from the crucifix pin into the ring of Saturn. And I was like, oh, okay, that was quite neat, right?
Yeah.
But then Ronda like spamming arm bars again, and rolls one final arm bar, and Liv kind of allows Ronda to roll it onto Ronda's own shoulders.
Yeah.
And then the referee counts Ronda's shoulders down while Liv taps on to in the middle of the second and third count.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, fair enough. The referee's down there, yeah? They're going to catch the... But it's also, when you look at it logically, Ronda's hearing the count right next to her face, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as she hears the two, she'll probably let go, right? But if she feels the tap, she'll keep hold of it, because she's going to assume the referee is going to hear that, tap it or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, fine, makes sense in the context why she didn't kick out after, like, let go of the move after two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, my favorite part was the finish of that match. Like, that's a quite clever finish, because then Ronda could say, technically, you didn't really beat me because you tapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, okay, could have
never. But I would probably prefer the triple threat match or something like that, just to give Ronda's some breathing room, and Liv both kind of.
Yeah.
Something in like they need to be someone who could not to take charge of a match, none of that. It's just like in between all of that stuff, need someone else there who could also wrestle.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah. But yeah, I was like, I mean, not the greatest.
Nah, wasn't the greatest. Like, it doesn't sound really bad. I want to like Liv Morgan, but I don't know. I don't know.
Well, no. I want to say, as we said before, now, and I feel like I'm ragging on Ronda Rousey, but every time we see her, it's like there's a cap at a certain point of her abilities.
Yeah.
Right, and she's kind of coasting on the credibility of her combat sports.
Yeah. Of course, that's obvious.
But Liv has had good matches and bad matches, so there's fluctuation there.
Yeah,
but she's capable.
I wouldn't say capable, but yeah, I get what you
Okay.
mean.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it doesn't sound really bad.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's gonna sound really bad. Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan to me have the same sort of fans.
Okay.
That
they're basically saying hot blonde chicks, yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And I'm not saying Alexa Bliss is a terrible wrestler because she's pretty good as well.
Yeah.
But like, Liv Morgan comes to me as like a second-rate Carmella.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And I want to like Liv. I want to like get behind it, but I just can't. It's like Alexa Bliss. I want to get behind it, but I can't.
Well, but the things with Alexa Bliss, right, is, I mean, she's decent. She's decent to good in the ring, right?
Yeah.
But and she plays her alpha bitch character really well, yeah, mean girl character, yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's like it's behind the scenes. She's actually very
lovely lady.
She comes off really nice.
Yeah.
So it's like I gotta give her props for being able to switch like that, because I think there was an interview on Talking Smack after she won the title and they congratulated her, and she'd like her not her character, she'd like her actual self.
Yeah.
And then when she has to cut promo, she just switches back into character.
Yeah.
But it made sense, that transition. It wasn't like she was out of character and then went into character. It was like she was genuinely happy to be congratulated and then tweaked it back into, as my character would do, because my character would take the congratulations and then be nasty about
it.
Yeah. I think okay, Liv Morgan has kind of a genuineness about her.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, that you want to get behind. Well, yeah, we'll see later on. We'll see later on, right?
We'll see later on.
Yeah.
I'm not writing her off completely.
No. I think she's capable. But we'll see. I just don't think that when you got put two people that aren't, like, some people are the ring generals and some people aren't, right? And I don't think Liv Morgan's a ring general.
Yeah.
But then definitely Ronda Rousey is not either.
No.
So
that's why there should have been like a triple threat. You said, like, with Natalya in there who can command the match.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah. We'll see.
Also, I was like, so how is Liv? I was just thinking, how is Liv going to come out of this match looking any good? Not that because Ronda Rousey's bad, but basically because the aura of Ronda Rousey is like, I'll come in and destroy you because I am I went to the UFC and destroyed everybody there.
Yeah.
Right? So like, if it was a triple threat match, at least you have something else in there to like they could double team Ronda or something like that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens next.
All right, last man standing match for the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship of the world.
Yeah.
Of the universe?
All the universes.
All the universes. The galaxy, apparently, right? Roman Reigns, the champion, with Paul Heyman and the Usos.
Yep.
Versus Brock Lesnar. To be fair, the Usos, they come out of him and then they go back.
Yeah.
And then Brock takes charge of a tractor.
Yes.
And he's like, "Yep, I'm gonna wear my lumberjack shirt."
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I think what else is funny, but you probably you might not noticed it. So Brock's kind of he's talking about how he's kind of promo on top of the truck. What's it called? The front loader thing.
The shovel bit.
Yeah. Okay, we'll just call it shuffle. Yeah. And once he finishes, he throws the mic right at Roman, right? And Roman, I saw on the fan footage, he just catches it in his hand. And
I thought so. Because I was like, wait, what? How has he got the mic all of a sudden?
Yeah, like, because you can hear it though. You can hear it go thump somewhere, right? Do you think maybe hit the floor or something like that? But no, Roman Reigns caught it, and then people in the comment section saying, Ultra Instinct Roman Reigns.
That's amazing. It makes sense then. Roman's
because they're like God mode, Ultra Instinct now.
Wow.
Yeah. And then he just gives the mic to Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yes, okay. Not that I can see where this goes, but I was like, okay, they should have played it up like if they'd known beforehand how smooth that was going to be, they could have played it more. I like this match though. There was some craziness going on here, like Brock just throwing Roman Reigns onto the floor, like overhead belly to bellies, and I was like, nah, you shouldn't be, like, you shouldn't be taking those bumps.
Yeah. The worst one was when he did it off of the stairs as well.
Yeah, even higher, isn't it? And then German suplex him onto the ground as well a couple of times. And there was one bit where I think they were finding the crowd, and he came back, and then I think so he threw Roman. Roman's leaning over the guardrail, the barricade, and Brock just runs up and throws him over it, and Roman takes a bump as though he wasn't even ready to take the throw.
Yeah.
And then Brock tries to jump over, but I think he catches his foot or something like that.
Yeah.
No, not that he flops, but he doesn't complete the jump, so then he goes again. Yeah. And then Corey Graves is like, he's going to clearly take that out on Roman.
Yeah. I was like, he knows Brock too well.
Yeah. I like that. Like, Brock dominated most of the beginning of this match, right?
Yeah.
And as per Brock Lesnar match, it went on, 3 times as long as a normal Brock Lesnar match, right?
Yeah.
I was looking at the time on a bit left on the pay-per-view, and I was like, wait a minute, all right? We've got over half an hour left.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's going to happen is basically Brock gonna get out and out, right?
Yeah.
And then Fury's just going to have the last 20 minutes of the match, like, himself or something? I don't know. Yeah, I thought there might be a cash-in. Anyways, we'll get to that a bit later.
Yeah, a bit later on.
But yeah, I like that Roman Reigns kind of gave a decent amount of offense, and then at a certain point, the Usos were like, we just gotta get in here.
Yeah.
Well, this is after they break the ring, right?
Yeah, it is after.
So like they're going back and forth. They're going actually pretty solidly back and forth, right?
Yeah.
And then Brock takes control with a couple of F5s, I think, and then he decides what I'm gonna do is drive the tractor and lift up the front of the ring for no reason, right?
Yeah.
And then Roman Reigns tells it like he's in a cartoon.
Yeah, he just rolls down the ring.
he's like tumbling back from an avalanche or something like that. I was like, all right, Roman, all right, you're a joker.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was in a kind of a match that I want to say savage match, but a high-end brawl. Yeah, that's quite funny. I found that the way he did it. But yeah. So he tumbled onto the outside, and then the Usos decide to interfere.
Yeah.
Get German suplex as well for their trouble, overhead belly to bellies, and then I think does Brock eat a spear, right?
Yeah.
And then Fury decides to come out.
Yeah.
Running down the ramp for you, by the way.
Yeah.
Which took him ages to do.
Yeah, because by that time, down the road.
Yeah. By that time, like you know, Lesnar recovered ish.
Yeah.
No, by the time he comes down, right? Roman's trying to get himself up the barricade.
Yeah.
And Fury then smacks Roman in the face with the or the head or the shoulders, in the safe area with the briefcase. Yeah. Going about to cash it in. Brock picks him up. F5 was it?
He picks him up. I think he hits him with he takes a briefcase, hits Fury.
Yeah.
And then he F5s him onto the briefcase.
Yeah.
Don't think intentionally, but I think that's by accident.
Yeah. Then Reigns spears Lesnar.
Yeah.
And then Lesnar gets up and then he's okay. First of all, no. Before Fury comes in, Paul Heyman stops Lesnar from beating up Roman Reigns even more.
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, here's the titles. This is what you want, right? Just stop beating up my tribal chief. Take the titles, right?
My kids rely on him." I thought that was pretty cool as well.
Yeah. and then he takes an F5 onto the table, and I was like, oh, fair dues to Heyman. And you know what's kind of funny? I found about, you know, when you watch the Steven Seagal film, and his stuntman just decides to whenever there's certain things that Steven Seagal is obviously incapable of doing, right?
Yeah.
The stuntman just takes it instead, yeah?
Yeah.
So the way that from when Brock lifted up poor Heyman, okay?
Yeah.
And then you never see Heyman's face again.
Yeah.
Like during the rotation of the F5, and then when he lands, I was like, yeah, they could have just replaced him with a stunt poor Heyman.
Yeah, never known. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then so the title's on the floor, and later on when Reigns spears Brock, he lands on the tiles.
Yeah.
I don't think obviously he's meant to, because if he realized he landed on the tiles, he could have held the back of his head, you know, like
Yeah.
But there was also when the Usos double super kicked Brock.
Yeah, that looked
but from opposite sides.
Yeah.
So I think when Brock was took the first one and went to sell it by falling, the other one kind of sandwiched him.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like that anyways from the angle.
Yeah.
Like, wow. That
again, I think that was something. It wasn't intentional, but it looked good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like he got one super kick and it fell into the other one on the way down. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. But then Brock reaches his at 9, reaches his feet. So Roman Reigns is like, this is enough. Grabs the briefcase, smashes Lesnar a good couple of times with it. Count him down, ref. Count him, FNL. And they didn't say FNL, but it was just like, count the goddamn guy down, yeah?
Yeah.
And Brock Lesnar makes it to like his feet on 9. So then he takes a belt to the face. And then they bury him under the like. So they bury Brock Lesnar under strap like parts of the table.
Yeah.
And then the referee's counting while they're burying him.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. So they're getting chairs and stuff like that. I was like, but I know he's down and he's starting to count because that's where he's supposed to. That's how it logically makes sense. Yeah. But by the time they finish burying him, you've only counted him down for like 2 seconds. Not 2 seconds. The two count, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because once Roman Reigns got onto his pose, right?
Yeah.
The bell rings. I'm
like,
okay. I mean, yeah. If you buried him, when you count him down for that entire 10 seconds, would make more sense.
Well, maybe it's not 10 seconds, the 10 count.
Oh no, yeah. The entire 10 count is what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they count to their own, so they can like say 1 and then take a lap around the ring and come back and say 2. So it's not.
But the other thing is as well, if you're on the floor and someone kicks you, they reset the count, don't they?
Yep.
So once you got hit,
that's what I've known from the wrestling games, anyway. But yeah.
So once Brock's on the floor, but he's getting hit by stuff. Doesn't that reset the count?
I don't know.
I mean, when you
physically touch him, I don't know.
Oh well, look, Brock was down, right? And then Roman Reigns got hit him with the briefcase a good couple of times. The referee didn't start counting from that point. He started from the point where Roman Reigns said to count him.
Yeah.
Oh, no, but other than that, now we're including logic, right? We should not be doing that.
No.
But I like this. It was a hard-hitting match, right?
Yeah.
Some of the stuff I was like, I prefer them probably take those bumps in the ring.
Yeah.
For their own safety and longevity, but yeah, I mean, it did make sense, but at the same time, it's like you can't constantly allow them to do that and take those.
Because even some of those table spots were quite disgusting.
Yeah. I will say though, even though Roman Reigns did have a good couple of months off. Prior to this, right? Probably to get ready for it, right? But more like he might have been better off taking months after this to recover before his next match.
Yeah.
Because them bumps, they weren't nice.
No, they wasn't. I wouldn't take those bumps. But
No. Even though a padded floor, but a padded floor, you're talking about an inch worth of padding. It's not really a lot.
Not that much. No.
And if he had his SWAT gear on, fair enough, maybe, because you can have a back protector and stuff like that. Like, you know how when stunt guys take the falls, they wear big shirts and stuff like that. So if he padded his padded bulletproof vest, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But he didn't. So.
No.
But overall, the entire event, ups and downs, I'd say. And some people, like some of the non-athletes, more impressive than other non-athletes.
Yeah.
Some matches didn't make sense, like we say the Judgment Day, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the good stuff was, some of it was really good, and then other stuff all right, and then some stuff not so good is the best way I could put it.
Well, what I would give this, it didn't feel like a 3.5 hour show. It kind of ran smoothly.
Yeah. I'll take that. It's actually 3 hours and 50 minutes, right?
Yeah, it didn't feel like it.
No, yeah.
It didn't drag
except for like we were saying, when they're walking down the ramp and the music had to play twice, right?
Or the thing that bugged me was someone would get halfway down a ramp, then the music would stop. Like, wait, what?
Yeah,
it's like,
that's how long the ramp was.
I was like, like just restart their music, because like a lot of people's entrances are bits in the ring, so you can't just cut it there and then jump up. It's a bit weird.
To be fair, I mean, what they should have done was time it, like how long it takes them to walk from this point to this point. I know people's walking paces vary, but you have to adjust the theme music for it.
Yeah.
And usually in wrestling theme music, you get the chorus, which is what's catchy, and people will remember. So you can, from that point, just repeat that section of it a good couple of times.
Yeah.
Like buff out the length of the theme song. You know. But, and some of them are easier than others, because Roman's theme song is just like instrumental music.
Yeah.
And so
you're trying to get away with it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not you have to play lyrics again.
Well, I guess.
Yeah,
I think that's my only gripe. And Io Sky thing. Actually, going back to the Io Sky and Dakota Kai thing, that I kind of popped for that, because the Bailey coming back got spoiled for me this morning.
Yeah.
Because I didn't watch it last night. I watched it today as well.
Yeah.
And like, so the Bailey bit got spoiled for me. But then when I saw Dakota Kai, I was like, wait, I didn't even know I thought she was gone completely. Yeah. But no, she came back.
Yeah.
And then, like same with Io Shirai, I thought she's finished with WWE and going back to Japan, but no, she was there. So I kind of popped for that. So I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah. I don't know why they decided to change her name after she's been in NXT. Before NXT, fair enough, right? But
it's that main roster weird thing they do, isn't it?
Yeah. We'll have to see. I mean, I don't know if she's in this group because she basically needs a mouthpiece. I think her English is probably fine enough.
No.
But yeah.
It's not.
Is it?
No.
Is it not? Okay.
No.
All right. Fair enough.
It's like another time which is NXT, when they did she wouldn't cut promos, but when they did promos for the matches coming up, she'll be speaking in Japanese. They've subtitled it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Asuka can pull it off, speaking in Japanese and somehow get everything across that she needs to.
Yeah. But Asuka can, her English is a lot better than her as well.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
But yeah, I was quite happy about that.
Yeah.
But for some reason I thought Sasha Banks was going to come back out, because apparently she's coming back to WWE. But
well, we'll have to see how that works, because the women's tag titles are still in a state of limbo.
Yeah.
As with the NXT ladies women's tag titles as well, right?
Nah, they're getting crowned this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? They might as well just have combined both titles together.
I don't know, because I think they're trying to keep NXT and the main roster separated, which makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Because remember, half of them are still inexperienced people you don't really want to put.
Oh yeah, sure. Right, yeah. I mean, half of them are indie darlings who actually are meant to be who are really good and basically just helping the next generation up, and deserve to be on main roster. But then NXT sometimes, I think NXT at times is better than main roster on certain things.
Yeah. Well, I say it used to be. I don't know about now. But...
Oh yeah, okay, fair enough.
Because NXT 2.0 is a bit.
Yeah. It's true.
So.
All right. So this is the first pay-per-view that Triple H has booked.
Yeah. I'm quite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was quite looking forward to what he does next. If I'm honest.
Yeah. Some interesting developments. Some things you're like, okay. I see. Let's see where this is going. But do you agree with all the results?
I mean,
sorry.
I think 90% of the results I agree with.
All right. So are we saying that Miz should have defeated Logan Paul, right?
No.
The alignment should have switched, and Miz should have beaten Logan Paul. That's what I think. Anyway, you?
No, I think Logan Paul should have won.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But if he was a heel, he should have lost. Yeah.
No. If he was a heel, he should have won as well.
Okay. But you're talking about cheating to win, right? Like low blow or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And the Mysterio should have probably lost, right?
Yep.
Even though it makes sense for Edge to come back and whatever, right?
Yeah.
But we got to give our boys not our boys, but Judgment Day a bit of credibility.
Yeah. They need some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything else I'm fine. I was fine with. So
yeah, same. Everything else I'm more than happy with. Like, I'm kind of glad Theory didn't cash in and win because that would just been a stupid decision.
I thought at the end at the end of the match, right? He was going to cash in.
Yeah.
And then get defeated by Roman Reigns again because Roman Reigns is super dominant. No, I'm not saying whatever, right? About how they book him to be the greatest man alive. But it's just at this point it makes sense because if he's in God mode, right? And Ultra Instinct,
Yeah, exactly.
Like Fury cashing in and then Roman Reigns still have another 8-minute match on top of it.
Yeah, I would buy it if Roman won.
Sorry,
I would buy it if Roman won. Still won off of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like you said, man, he's Ultra Instinct Roman. So
yeah.
And going back to the Roman match though, I did like how he was selling the fear of like every time Brock got back up.
Yeah,
it was like, just stay down.
I've
had enough of this. I'm hurt. I want to go home.
I
keep getting up.
I think someone else said at one point, I think Roman Reigns threw the folded chair in the ring and it landed upright, perfectly open for him to sit on it as well. That's why they're saying Ultra Instinct Roman.
He is operating on God mode.
All right, well, I'm interested to see where the rest of... I mean, Roman's booking actually I found has been pretty good. I mean, like, whether you like him or not, it's just like, how's this going to end? Yeah. Who's going to defeat him? Probably our boy Cody Rhodes, right?
It's gonna be Cody.
Well, for one of the titles, anyways. Yeah. But just, I accept God mode Ultra Instinct Roman Reigns.
I acknowledge Roman. He's my tribal chief.
Yeah, and I'm interested. I'm intrigued. Even though he's had a long title reign, right?
Yeah.
Longer, like, is he probably going to have longer title reign than Okada? Yeah. Okay. Probably,
Yeah.
But. We'll see. We'll see from here exactly what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
Does he learn what's the next stage of oh no, there's no next stage of Ultra Instinct. Ultra Ego combined, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but he has to be evil to learn. Well, not evil, but whether Vegeta is to be Ultra Ego in it. I don't know.
Yeah. Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct Roman Reigns. That'd be great.
Yeah, man. Just be God. You just be a god of destruction at that point.
Yeah. That's what we should do. All right, that'd be us signing off from WWE Summerslam pay-per-view.
Yep.
I am the warrior who got F5 through a table, CY Chung.
And I am the almighty Carl Charles. And that was just the only one I could think of on the top of my head. I'd like to thank you all for listening to us review in SummerSlam. Let us know what you thought of SummerSlam. What was your favourite matches? Did you enjoy the Last Man Standing match, which apparently is the end of the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar saga?
Well, let me ask you, right?
Yeah.
When Vince left, and Brock, there was that Brock basically had the little backstage. He was like basically saying, if Vince is not here, I'm not going to be here, right?
Yeah.
Did you think they were going to get him back?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you throw enough money at him? You think?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if they say to him, look, like just finish out the pay-per-view and we'll give him whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it'll make sense, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think it's probably like a weird. He didn't think about the situation, just instant like reaction, like if he's saying I'm here, and he probably thought about it, like, you know what, maybe now I actually get to do more fun things. I'll see how it plays out. So hopefully that's what he's doing. Because I like.
Do you think he's concluded his own contract?
Nah, no.
I think was signed on to WrestleMania or something like that, maybe.
No, I think.
You think he's coming back?
I think he's got like a couple more years, like a year or two lease back on his contract.
Okay. Because the way they were making it sound like it was the last time Brock was going to be in the ring, but maybe it was the last time Brock versus Roman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the last time for now, anyway. I did also like how Drew McIntyre made a joke about that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite funny. Thought to bring that up earlier. Let us know. What was your favorite match? Where did you see any of these stories going in the future?
Mm-hmm.
And was the pay-per-view kind of lackluster because my boy, the love of my life, Cody Rhodes, wasn't there? You know, I love Cody. So let us know. Also, don't forget to follow us on social media, on our Instagram, on Twitter, which is all listed in here somewhere. And until next time, guys, thank you for taking a trip with us around the multiverse.
Bye.